できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。
I wouldn't want anyone to get sad if I can help it.
自分程度の力添えで周りが幸せなら、それはこの上なく住みやすい世界だと思うんだ。
If I just use my own limited powers to make the people around me happy, the world will be a better place. That was always Kiritsugu's favorite saying. The man who I saw as a champion of justice was saying he thought he was a failure, that he wasn't good enough. He didn't need to explain it to me. The worlds the young me and the grown-up Kiritsugu lived in were too different, and so the standards for being a hero of justice were different too. When I was young, this house was my entire world. So my old man, Fujimi, myself, and my favorite shed were the only things that needed protecting. All I thought I had to protect was what I could see around me. But Kiritsugu wanted to do something for those he couldn't see or reach.
若い頃は向こう水でね。
I was reckless when I was young.
世の非常を呪うことで自らを育んでいた。
I built myself up by cursing the cruel world.
世界が非常ならば、それ以上に非常になることを武器にして自分の理想を貫こうとしたんだよ。
The world was cruel, so I became cruel as a way to make my ideals a reality. There will always be those that can't be saved. You just can't save everything. If in the process of trying to save 1,000, you overlook 500, then I will abandon 100 to save 900. That is the most efficient way. That is the ideal, Hiritsugu once told me. Of course, I got mad hearing that. It really ticked me off. Because I didn't have to be told that since I knew that already. Because I knew firsthand that it was that very ideal that led to being saved. I didn't need to be reminded about something so obvious. But I still believe that a hero of justice can save everyone despite those limitations. Because that's what a hero of justice was. Someone who could still perform miracles no matter how idealistic or unattainable they may be.
シロ、
You're right, Shiro.
結果は一番大事だ。けどそれとは別に、そうであろうとする心が。
Results are the most important thing, but apart from that, what's even more important is to have the heart. What did Kiritsugu say about heart again? I don't remember. It's not often that I reminisce about something from so long ago. I must be in a deep sleep. Otherwise I wouldn't be dreaming in the first place.
起きてください。そろそろ朝食ではないですか?
Shiro, wake up. It's almost time for breakfast. Saber's waking me up. It's pathetic. What? I bolt upright and out of my futon. It's 6:30 in the morning. Fresh sunlight pours in from outside.
朝です。朝食の支度はいいのですか?
It's morning. Do you need to prepare breakfast? Saber is staring right at me. I overslept. I'll get up right away.
私に謝る必要はないと思いますが、ゆっくりしている余裕がないのは事実です。先ほど、さくらとリンが揉めていたようですから。
You have nothing to apologize for, but you have no time to relax. It appears Sakura and Rin were arguing earlier. Sakura and Tosaka are arguing? What's going on? Hold on, don't throw me into a situation I don't understand just as I'm waking up. Is that happening in Tosaka's room?
いえ、今です。私も通りかかっただけですから、詳しくは知りませんが。
No, the living room. I just passed by, so I don't know the details. Out there now. There's something I forgot to do.
何でしょうか、シロ。
Good morning, Saber. Thanks for waking me. I greet her and then head out to the hallway. Seriously, what the hell did Tosaka do to start an argument with Sakura? Tosaka, in the living room. There's no sign of Sakura. Tosaka's alone, casually watching the weather forecast on TV.
おはよう。朝っぱらから人の名前を叫ぶなんて穏やかじゃないわね。
Morning. What a way to start the morning, shutting my name like that. She turns around as if to ask if something happened. That's weird. It doesn't look like she was fighting with Sakura at all. Hey, I heard you and Sakura were arguing. Is that true?
そっか、セイバーから聞いたのか。ええ、客観的に見ればそういうことになるけど、別に大したことじゃないわよ。単にしばらくここには来るなって言いつけただけだから。
Yeah, it may have seemed that way to an outside observer, but it was nothing really. I just told her not to come here for a while. She's so casually about basically banning Sakura from my house. That's ridiculous. Sakura already said no to staying away from this house, so there's no way she would agree even if we asked again.
ないけど、交換条件を出したら帰ってくれたわよ。さくらが1週間ここに来なければ、私はおとなしく家に戻るって言ったの。それで交渉成立。しぶしぶだけど帰っていったわ。あ、そうそう。シローによろしくだって。
She wouldn't agree, but she went home after I presented her with a compromise. I told her I would go back home without an argument if she stays away for a week. She agreed to those terms. She went home, even if she was a little reluctant. Oh, and she sends her regards. You did what? Why would she do something like that without telling me? Actually, I shouldn't yell at her for it. Tosuka's just done something I should have. You're right. Sorry for making you be the bad guy so early in the morning. You must feel terrible.
いや、別に面倒でも嫌でもなかったけど、なんだってそんなこと言うわけ、シロ？
No, it wasn't bad or unpleasant to me. Why would you think that? Because aren't you and Sakura friends? Telling her to leave not once but twice doesn't sound like a fun job. That's why I feel bad. I'm the one who should take charge, but I made you do the dirty work again.
いいけどそんなの。私だって自分の安全第一でさくらを追い出したんだし、シローにそう謝られる筋合いなんてないわ。
That's fine. I just kicked Sakura out for my own safety. There's no reason for you to apologize. What do you mean for your own safety?
だってシンジがマスターだったんでしょ？
Well, you said Shinji's a master,
あ
right?
いつのことだから、シロんとこにさくらがいるって分かったら目の敵にするに決まってるもの。だからシンジとの決着がつくまではさくらはここにいさせない方がいいのよ。
Knowing him, if Shinji finds out Sakura comes here, I'll target this place, so it's best to keep her away until we finish dealing with him. I get it. She makes a good point. Shinji said he doesn't tell Sakura anything. I don't think he was lying. But if he finds out that his little sister comes here so often, he might get the wrong idea. You're right. It could look to Shinji like we're taking Sakura hostage.
そういうこと。もっともそんなことは別にして、ここが危険なことに変わりはないでしょ。
Exactly, but more importantly, this place is still dangerous.
あんまり頻繁に夜出歩かせるのもなんだし、しばらくは遠慮してもらった方がいいのよ。それがさくらのためだし、私たちのためでもある。
I wouldn't want her to be walking around at night, so it's just for her to stay away from here for a while. This is for her own safety as well as ours. Yeah, you're right. I feel bad for Sakura, but I'll just have to apologize and ask her forgiveness later. Though I won't be able to explain myself even when the time comes. This is really getting to me. I feel really bad about turning Sakura away like this, even if it's temporary. She's been so unselfish about helping me for all this time.
あら、ずいぶんと元気がないこと。さっき人を怒鳴りつけてくれた異性はどこに行ったのかしらね。エミヤくんはそんなにさくらがいないと寂しいのかな？
Oh, you look really down. What happened to all that energy you had when you shouted at me earlier? Are you all sad and lonely not having Sakura around? She grins maliciously. I've known she teased me whenever I show vulnerability, but I went and did it again. Leave me alone. Sakura was the symbol of peace at our house. She offset whatever Fujini and I were lacking, so of course I'm down about us sending her away for our own selfish reasons.
なんだ、よくわかってるじゃない。それだけ言えれば合格よ。少しは勝ち切ってのが出てきたみたいね。
So you do understand. If you can say that much, then you pass. I'd say you're starting to get more determined. What are you trying to say?
わからない？つまりね、 戦いが終わればさくらは戻ってくるでしょ。
Don't you get it? Once this war ends, Sakura will come
シ
back.
ロは聖杯なんていらないって言うけど、それなら今まで会ってくれた平穏のために戦えばいい。ほら、目的がはっきりしていいじゃない。
You say you don't want the Holy Grail, but that just means you should fight to take back that peaceful life you had before. See? Now you have a clear goal. She smiles her very biggest smile. When she puts it like that, I really have no choice but to agree. Damn, I don't know what to say. What she said there confirms that she's both mean-spirited and ridiculously awesome at the same time.
じゃあしばらくさくらちゃんは来ないの？
What? So Sakura will be coming here for a while? Yeah, that's what's going on. Why don't you do your parents a favor and go home with them all for a change? Gramps was complaining about his daughter neglecting him.
お父さんなんかほっといてもいいの。私がいなくたって死にゃしないんだから。
Leave Dad out of this. He's not going to die or anything whether I'm there or not.
それにね、さくらちゃんがいないんなら余計私がしっかりしなくちゃダメじゃない。シロだって男の子だもん。万が一があったら懲戒免職よ。そうなったら責任取ってくれる？シロ？
And with Sakura gone, I have to be even more vigilant. You're still a boy, so if anything fishy happens here, I'll be the one who gets in trouble and even loses her job. If that happens, are you going to take responsibility, Shiro? That'll never happen. Sadly, since I'm a man, I can't really confidently deny that.
ミヤ君？何かしらね、今の透明は。
Emiya, why don't you just stop? She glares. Her eyes bore into me from one side. I don't think anything would happen. Jessica's not staying here for fun, you know. I sure know that.
そう。よかった。やっぱりエミヤ君は信用できますね、先生。
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Sounds like Emiya is trustworthy, Miss Fujimura.
当然です。シロは私でもちょっと趣味に走りすぎたかっていうぐらい落ち着いてるんだから。
Of course. And from my point of view, he's really composed. So much so, he might be overdoing it. Saber continues to eat in silence as she observes the two interacting. It's been 2 days, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this.
あ、そうそうシロ。弓道部のことなんだけどね。三釣さんが怪我したっていう話知ってる？
I forgot to tell you, Shiro. It's the Kudo Club. Did you hear Mitsuzuri got hurt? Did she pick a fight with someone in another club again? Honestly, she really needs to calm down. She's going to be a 3rd year soon. So how's she doing? Is she hurt bad?
それは大丈夫。軽い捻挫だって。学校の帰り道に怪しい奴に襲われたそうよ。
No, she's fine. She just sprained her ankle. She was apparently attacked by some shady guy on her way
あ
home.
の子って俊足でしょ。スパーッと勢いよく逃げたんだけど、最後に転んで怪我したみたい。
You know she runs fast. She made a mad dash, but it sounds like she fell and got hurt. I see. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but honestly, whoever tried to attack her is either a real daredevil or they're just reckless. Either way, they were a fool. I just thought.
てっきり逃げたんじゃなくてノックアウトしたって思ったんでしょう。
You thought she would have knocked out the culprit, or rather run. She grins. Yep, she sure knows Ayaka Mitsuzuri well. Yeah, it's rare for her to run away. But I guess she's not so tough against thieves. I suppose things worked out for the best. Something like that will probably teach her a thing or two about being feminine. I munch at my rice, nodding approvingly.
ねえねえエミヤ君。
Suddenly, Rantosika slaps my shoulders, smiling at me.
私からもちょっと耳寄りな話してあげよっか。
I have some news for you. I doubt it'll be more interesting than what I just heard.
うん。今まで黙ってたけどね。私と綾子って仲良しなの。休みの日は2人で遊びに行くぐらいの仲って知ってた？
I never mentioned this before, but Ayako and I are real good friends. Did you know we're close enough that we hang out on the weekends? Wait, why are she and Mitsuzuri friends? Come again?
今の話、一言一句間違えずに伝えてあげるから安心して。エミヤ君も喜んでたって言ったら、綾子ったらそりゃあもう瓦10枚はぶち抜くぐらいに喜ぶんじゃないかな。
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to make sure I'll tell her every single word you just said. I'm sure if I tell her about how happy you are when you heard about your predicament, why, I bet she'll break 10 stacks of tiles from sheer delight. I would like to amend my statement. See, it was just a figure of speech. It's not something I'd be proud of if people heard, so I would really appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
そうなの？なら黙っていてもいいけど、それなりの条件がないときついかな。ほら、ついポロッと口に出ることってあるじゃない？
Oh, really? Well, I could keep quiet about it, but it would be really hard for me to do that unless there was maybe something in it for me. I might just accidentally slip up, you know? I can't believe... Sure, since you sound sincere, but I'm not buying it.
あら、ごめんなさい。別に楽しいわけじゃないから誤解しないでね。
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I'm not playing around here. Yeah, there's no misunderstanding there. Here. She's enjoying this. Got it. I'll start making Western-style breakfast from now on. Said earlier, you mentioned that breakfast should have bread.
上出来ね。マーマレードだけじゃなくて、いちごのジャムも忘れないでくれると嬉しいわ。
Good. I think some jams apart from marmalade would be nice, like strawberry jam. I don't know what you have against Japanese breakfasts, you foreigner wannabe. I can't believe you so radically changed our breakfast just to suit your needs, you tyrant.
いいえ、それは違います。朝食がパンになるのは私も嬉しい。加えて半熟の卵を用意していただければ文句はないのですが。
That is not entirely true. I would also be pleased to have bread served at breakfast. Soft-boiled eggs would also be an excellent addition. Yeah, your British ass probably wants ketchup on eggs and beans. Saber jumps right into the discussion. That's so. Fine. You all just want Western food. Full. Fine. You all just want Western-style... Fucking Christ, I can't talk. Fine. You all just want Western-style food. Damn it. Sakura makes a Western-style breakfast one time and it goes right to your heads. Fine then, I'll serve bread for tomorrow, so no more complaints, right? So what was said here stays here. Don't you dare blab about this to Mitsuzuri. I huff and shove rice into my mouth without looking at either of them. And then...
なんでそんな無駄なことするのかな?
Why would you be doing something so pointless? Fujini, who had been watching our conversation with a look of wonderment, finally speaks up. What do you mean pointless?
だって東坂さんが話さなくても私が三辻さんに話しちゃうじゃん。こんな面白い話黙ってられないよ私。
Even if Tosaka isn't going to say anything, I'm going to tell Mitsuri anyway. No way would I pass up talking about something so interesting. Fujini shakes her head disapprovingly as she eats. Actually, I need to think of a way to deal with her or I'm really in trouble. 7:30, Fujini surprisingly stays back and suggests that 3 of us walk to school. But we can't do that. I made a decision last night. Now that I said I won't rely on Saber, I can't afford to take it easy anymore. And let's go! Did you look up, Shiro? No, don't worry about looking up. I'm not going to school today. I wave Fujini and Tosaka off. Fujini freezes, stupefied for a few seconds.
学校を休むってどういうことよ?
What do you mean you're not going to school? Tosaka beat Fujini to the chase.
そうよシロ。学校休むってシロどこも悪くないでしょ?
That's right. You don't look sick enough to miss school today, Shiro. No, but my scar hurts. You know how scars hurt when the weather changes? It's like that.
それ嘘でしょシロ。
You're lying, Shiro. Yeah, but let me off the hook just for today, Fujini. It's not that I don't like school. There's something I have to do, and it's just more important right now, so let me go.
もうそんな言い方されたら私の負けじゃない。シロが事情を話さないときっていつもそうなんだもん。昔っからそうだよね。
Oh, come on. How can I respond to that if you're gonna put it like that? You're always cagey when you had something really important to take care of. Fujini is complaining, but at least she understands. So there it is. I'll leave the school to you, Tosaka.
そう。まあ、エミヤくんがいようがいなかろうが、こっちには支障はないし。確かに悪くない選択よ、それ。
Okay. Not so much is going to change just because you're not there. That's not a bad idea, Mia. Yeah, leave the house to me. I'm not going to work for a while either, so I won't be leaving the house much.
わかった。それじゃあ行ってくるね、シロ。怪我で学校を休むんだから、あんまり外に出ちゃダメよ。
Got it. Then I'm heading out, Jiro. And if you're going to skip school because you're hurt, you shouldn't leave the house much.
それじゃあね。今回はいいけど、次からは事前に相談してよね、こういうことは。
Well, Sam, I'm giving you a pass today, but you're going to have to discuss this with me beforehand next time. I should probably clean the floors. I told Saber to meet me here a little later. I always just do the bare minimum of cleaning in here. It's been years since I sparred with anyone in this place. It'd probably be rude to both the dojo and Saber if I don't clean up a little. But honestly, I don't know what she's going to do for sword training. I've sparred with the Shinai with Kiritsugu many times, but Kiritsugu and I never really cared about proper form. It's more like a couple of amateurs beating each other up. I never really had any plans to practice kendo seriously, but I was really only taught how to fight opponents wielding a sword. I was never keen on using tools in a fight. My interest was always making and fixing them. In that sense, this might be the first time for me to learn proper swordsmanship in any serious sense. Saber's swordsmanship is different than kendo, but I'm sure there are some things in common, and I don't think they're so different I won't be able to keep up. I hear the door open. Saber arrives precisely on time. That works out well since I've just finished cleaning. Sorry I made you wait. I was thinking of having you teach me here.
どうかしましたか、シロ。何か意外なものを見るような顔をしていますが。
It's something Amada. You look like you just seen something unusual. Oh, it's nothing. I was just surprised that you're still in the same clothes. I thought you were going to wear your other outfit. We're training with swords, so I immediately thought of Saber in her armor, since that's what she always wears when she's fighting.
はあ、武装している方がいいというのでしたら着替えますが。そうですね。私がどうかしていました。
Huh. If you preferred me armored, I can change. You're right, I was not thinking.
たとえ試合とはいえ、鎧をまとわないのはシロに失礼です。申し訳ありません。すぐに着替えてきます。
Even should we be practicing, I am disrespecting you by not wearing my armor. Apologies, I'll change right away. Oh, that's not what I meant. I just misunderstood. It's fine, I actually prefer you in this outfit to your armor.
は、ですが、この服装ではシロの気が済まないのではないのですか？
Are you saying my outfit isn't unsatisfactory? I mean, you don't look like you're dressed for a bout right now, but it shouldn't matter as long as you're comfortable. Wearing armor all day will just tire you out.
それはそうですが、この服装で剣を振るうのはおかしくはないでしょうか。
That might be true, but don't you think this is an appropriate look for wielding a sword? Well, why would you think that? It's not weird. You look good. I think you look better right now than you do in your armor.
うん、理解しかねます。この服装は確かに気軽なのですが、戦闘には耐えられないでしょう。セーバーとしては不向きな姿だと思うのですが。
I do not quite understand. This outfit is certainly easy to move in, but it is ill suited for combat. I believe this is quite an inadequate look for a saber. Don't you dare wear that outfit in a fight, dummy. You're a girl, Saber. Girls look good in outfits like this, so this is fine. And then I return the rag I'd been cleaning with to the bucket, and I bring back two Shinai that had been leaning against the wall. So what are you planning for training, Saber? I'm leaving everything to you to decide, so tell me anything, no matter how absurd it might be. I toss her the bamboo sword. Saber seems distracted as she catches the Shinai and stares at me quietly. Is there a problem with bamboo swords? Don't tell me you want to use wooden or even real blades. She's really a tough instructor. This is beyond anything I imagined.
あ、いえ、そのようなことはありません。せっかく優れた試合用の模造刀があるのですから、こちらを使うことにしましょう。
No, that's not it. These are certainly excellent for mock swords for practice sessions, so let's use them. She draws in a deep breath and goes right back to being the normal Saber as I know her. That's a relief. It'd be too noisy to spar with wooden swords. So what are we going to do? Are you going to make me strengthen my body by bringing the sword 500 times or run laps?
その
Swing
必
the
要は
sword
ないで
50
しょう。
times.
私から見てもシローの運動能力は水準に達しています。これ以上肉体面を鍛えるのであれば、それは1日や2日でできることではありません。
That will not be necessary. From what I've observed, your athletic abilities are above average. If we intended to further fortify your body, it would take more than a day or two.
シローは魔術師としては未熟ですが、戦士としては悲観したものではないと思います。幼い頃からよほど懸命に鍛えてきたのですね。
You may be unskilled as a mage, but you're not bad as a warrior. You must have trained hard from a young age. Well, that's all I was really good at. You don't have to be talented in magecraft to work out physically.
それが幸いしたのでしょう。ランサーに襲われて死に至らなかったのはシローのそういう努力の賜物ですから。
That must have worked in your favor. One of the reasons you survived Lance's attacks must be that very training.
ですが、それは武器になるほどのものではありません。
But it will not be enough for you to defend yourself.
人間には限界がある。シローの体はその限界の域には程遠いし、突破することも難しいでしょう。
Humans are bound by limitations. Your body has not yet reached its limit. And breaking through that limit would be
で
difficult.
すから私が教えることはただ戦うことだけです。
That's why I'll be teaching you only one thing, how to fight. What do you mean just fight? Based on your tone, it doesn't sound like you'll teach me how to fight.
当然です。一朝一夕で戦闘技術など身につくはずがないでしょう。私にできることはマスターに一回でも多く戦いを味わってもらうことだけです。
Of course not. The technique employed in battle cannot be learned overnight. All I can do is make certain you experience as many battles as possible.
そもそも人に物を教えることは苦手なのですから、私に指示されても困ります。
I'm not a skilled teacher, so I'm baffled you would take my guidance. Hello? Having her sound so proud about that makes it a bit awkward for me as her student. So, we're just going to have a bunch of matches?
ええ。ただそれだけです、マスター。
Yes, that's all, Master.
寸止めはなし。お互い相手を殺すつもりで打ち合いましょう。
We should not soften our blows. We will fight as if we mean to kill each
そう
other.
ですね。1時間もすればどういうことなのか理解してもらえると思います。
Well, you'll understand, perhaps about an hour. Perhaps after an hour. Saber readies herself, gently gripping her shinai. Huh? I tilt my head wondering what she means, but I also grip my shinai as Saber does. In that instant, my vision goes black. Saber is teaching me one very simple lesson. No matter what I do, no matter what strategy I come up with, none of it will change the outcome of a fight against someone I just don't have a chance of beating. Ouch! That hurt! It's definitely broken.
折れているのならもっとたくましい腕になっています。重度の打ち身ですが、今のシローならじきに回復するでしょう。
If it were broken, your arm would look far worse. It may be a bad bruise, but you will recover soon. Okay, then let's keep going.
まだ続けるのですか、シロー。
Oh, you intend to continue?
確かに打ち身ではありますが、すぐに動いていいものではありません。
It may be a bruise, but you should not move again so quickly. Just the person who didn't hesitate to charge at my arm. If I don't feel like it, I'll use this opportunity. I got her. Nope, obviously.
人の話を聞いてください。明らかにシローは疲労しています。そんな体ではせっかくの修練も無駄になるのですから、休憩を入れるべきです。
Please listen to me. You are obviously fatigued. You must rest or all our training will be in vain. But it's disgraceful for you to beat me so badly when you're so obviously taking it easy on me. If I can't even get you to so much as raise a brow, I'll be too frustrated to even collapse.
驚くというのでしたら、もう十分驚いています。強情だとは思っていましたが、まさかこれほどとは思っていなかった。
If you want me to be surprised, I am plenty surprised. I knew you were stubborn, but I entirely failed to anticipate the extent. Sorry about that. I hate losing.
ええ、それは嫌というほど思い知りましたので結構です。ともかく休憩にしますから、シローも市内を置いてください。
Yes, you've demonstrated that many times, so you needn't say so. We'll be taking a break, so please put your bamboo sword
床
down.
も汗で滑りやすくなっている。極限状態での模擬戦でもなし、疲労困憊して足場も不確かなどという状態では意味がありません。
The floor is slippery with sweat. I'm not trying to carry out mock battles in extreme situations, so there's no point in carrying out while we are exhausted on unstable footing. Why not? I thought combat training was supposed to simulate worst-case scenarios, if not.
それこそ無意味です。
That's even more
いいで
pointless.
すかシロー。あなたがサーバントと戦うというのでしたら、体力は万全、足場は完全、逃走経路は確保済みという状況以外での戦闘は無意味です。
Listen, Shiro, if you say you're going to fight against the Saber, doing so will be pointless unless you're in peak condition. Have the best footing and a prepared path of retreat.
あなたは全てが充実した状態でなければ、サーバントと戦いにさえならない。最悪の状態で戦うという時点で、あなたは選択を間違えているのです。
Unless the conditions are perfect, you will not be able to fight against the servant. Your desire to fight while you are in the worst possible state is foolish in itself. So what you're saying is I shouldn't even bother trying to fight in situations like this.
そういうことです。そうなっては、どのような奇跡もシローを救いはしないでしょう。
Exactly. In a situation like this, there's no miracle which would save you,
あな
Shiro.
たの戦いは、まず自身を万全にし、的確な状況を模索することから始まるのです。
Your best way to fight should be to fully prepare yourself, then pursue the best course of action given the situation. Got it, then I'd like to take a break. I slump against the wall and slowly slide down to the floor. I exhale. Air should be what I feel coming out of my lungs, but instead there's the heat. Ouch. While my body is throbbing with pain, I glance towards the clock on the wall. It's a little past 11 o'clock. We started around 9, so we've been sparring for about 2 hours. During the first hour, I was just getting beaten up. Saber struck me suddenly, then I blacked out. I woke up thinking I would be more careful, but then I just got knocked right back out. After getting beaten up repeatedly, my body seemed to get used to it. Or maybe my anger just triggered some latent power, but eventually I did manage to block the first blow. The problem came after that. Here's a thought. Would humans dare to, or even be able to fight back against an opponent who was so much stronger and more skilled? Pony. The answer was no, because I blacked out the instant I flinched. After that, it was just a repeated show of a cat cornering a rat. If, no matter how I tried to block the attack, I was just going to fall, mortally wounded, then I had no choice but to attack, just in desperation. Of course, she deflected my attacks easily and knocked me out, but as I got used to it, I started getting enough time and awareness into it that the next attack would kill me. So I just had enough time to think to myself, oh crap. I guess in a general sense, I was getting into the swing of things. So after that, I went on the defensive. My intuition kept screaming that the next attack would knock me out, so I just tried to avoid it like any living thing would. I managed to parry Saber's Shinai attacks as they rained down upon me, and while I waited for an opening to counterattack, she struck a fatal blow. I managed to stand up and think that the next time I'd last longer, then think maybe I should just go on the offensive before she can strike since I couldn't hold out anyway. And that went on for 2 hours. I'm not sure this is going to make me stronger, but I do think it's helping me get used to fighting. Practice so I'm neither confused nor too calm in the face of the enemy. All I'm doing is teaching myself that I'm a single mistake away from death. But if you asked me if I thought this was meaningless, I'd say no. With no effective weapon to use, the feeling of constantly being on edge is the most important thing I have.
お疲れ様でした。どこか痛むところはありますか、シロ。
A job well done. Are you hurt anywhere? The next thing I know, Saber's right next to me. I'm so exhausted I'm dripping with sweat all over the floor. Saber isn't even breathing hard. It'd be hard to find anywhere that doesn't hurt at this point. I really didn't hold back, Saber. It actually felt extraordinary having you just come at me without even having a chance of defending myself. I have to admit, I'm saying that entirely because I'm a sore loser.
はい。シローに合わせて加減はしましたが、 容赦はしないよう心がけました。手心を加えては戦いにはなりませんから。
Yes, I did try to bring myself down to your level, but I also tried to show you no mercy. No real battle will ever involve making things easy for you. Yeah, thanks to this training, I think I can calmly deal with a Doberman running at me with its leash off. And again, I wouldn't be good enough yet if it's just a Doberman, so I'll still need more training. In a moment of honest reflection, I've always thought I trained myself more than the average person, but now I'm ashamed for throwing in the towel after just 2 hours of sparring with Saber.
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。四郎の打ち込みは一心で力がありました。時にあまりの熱心さに対応を忘れたほどです。
That's not true. Your attacks were all quite powerful. I was so enthused by your efforts that I forgot to strike back at times. Oh. I'm suddenly embarrassed again. For a while, we've just been two people sparring with our Shinai with no thought given to being a man and a woman, but now she's caught me off guard. Hold on, I'm going to drink some water.
水ですか？それでしたら私が汲んできますから、四郎は休んでいてください。
Water? I'll fetch you some. Please stay here and rest. Saber goes to get some water. Phew, that was a close one. Huh. Close. Oh, so close. And Saber sitting on a tree. K-I-S-F boy. And it must still be break time as Saber sitting formally in kneeling position. She's so beautiful when she does that kind of thing. I'm not saying that as a man finding a woman attractive, but because I find her beautiful as a human being. It's still strange to think she is Saber, a servant and someone dedicated to fighting. Right now, there's only me and her. This might be a good opportunity for me to strike up a conversation, so I'll ask. No more about Saber before she. Okay, I don't really like any of these answers, honestly. I think this top one, I'm most curious. I don't think she's gonna say. I think if we're all watching this, if you're watching this, we all know who she is. So I don't know. This is kind of pointless. Okay, from my perspective as the player, option 2 is kind of pointless because I just know. This is kind of cheesy. I think this one is the most humanist. So we're going with option 1. Why does she want to fight so much? I might be able to understand her convictions a little more if I find out why she wants the Holy Grail. But can I really ask her that? Saber, can I ask you something?
はい。何でしょう、四郎。
What is it, Well, there's something I forgot to ask. You're lending me your power because you want the Holy Grail, right? So, what's your wish for the Holy Grail?
聖杯を求める理由ですか。ただ欲しいからではいけないのでしょうか。聖杯は万能の器です。手に入れれば叶わない願いはない。それを求めることに理由などありません。
Why I seek the Holy Grail? Will you be satisfied if I simply tell you that I want it? The Holy Grail is an omnipotent vessel. There's no wish that cannot be granted once you obtain it. One should hardly need a reason for seeking such a thing. No, that's not what I'm asking. Saber, you're dodging the question.
シロ、それは。
I'm not asking why you're seeking it. I want to know the wish you want granted. But if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. Wishes aren't always something to be shared. She closes her mouth, embarrassed. I'm not surprised. She didn't form a contract with me to help me. Masters are the only ones who can attain the Holy Grail, so she's only here to assist with that. And that's why she's hesitant to tell me her wish, but most of all, I don't want to hear her tell me about her selfish wish, so I shouldn't have asked. Besides, it's disrespectful to someone without a clear wish to ask about someone else's wish.
シロ、それはマスターとしての命令ですか？
Shira, why are you commanding me as my master? That catches me off guard. She turns to look at me, her gaze as serious as her tone. No, I'm not. I didn't mean it that way. I was just curious. Sorry for asking such a dumb question.
確かにサーバントとしてマスターには己が望みを口にしておかねばなりません。
No, as a servant, I do need to disclose my desires to my
シ
master.
ロ、私が聖杯を求める理由はある責務を果たすためです。私は生前に果たせなかった責任を果たすため聖杯の力を欲している。
Shiro, I seek the Holy Grail to fulfill a certain obligation. I desire the Holy Grail's power to fulfill the responsibility I failed to see through the end in my life. I failed to see through to the end in my lifetime. I see no deceit in her eyes. I fulfill an obligation. And when you say lifetime, do you mean before you became a servant?
はい。ですが、私にも本当のところはわからない。
Yes. In all honesty, I'm uncertain of my own
私はた
intentions.
だやり直しがしたいだけなのかもしれません。
Perhaps I only desire to do things over. She looks down quietly. For a moment, she looks like a lost child seeking repentance. Okay, I'm actually relieved. I was worried you were going to say something Tosca would say, like world domination.
リンが聞いたら怒りますね。彼女はそういうことを口にする人間ではありません。彼女ならば聖杯を自分のためだけに使うでしょうが、それは決して世を混乱に陥れるものではないでしょう。
Rin would be angry if she heard that, but she's not the type to say such a thing. She may use the Holy Grail for herself, but her wish would certainly not bring chaos upon the world. You think so? I still think she probably shouldn't be the one to get the Holy Grail. All the while, Saber watches me, her expression gentle. This conversation ends here. I should never have brought this up. The mood between the two of us eased thanks to the mention of Tosaka, and I decided to be best not to pry. I feel like all the other options would have given us like roughly the same outcome, but the ache in my heart still remains. Even though I'm relieved to know Saber's wish was not a materialistic one, I felt there was still something amiss with it. Lame. Well, we talked a bit. My body's cooled down, so we should get back to training.
そうなのですか？見たところ体の熱は下がったようですが、痛みの方はまだ収まっていないでしょう。
Well, you should. You don't seem to have cooled down, but you also appear to be in pain. It's fine. Just bruises, so I can deal with it. Besides, I'm healing automatically now anyway.
しかし、それで悪化しては鍛錬の意味がない。もうしばらくは様子を見るべきだと思いますが。
It's fine. Just bruises, so I can deal with it. Oh shit! Sorry, wrong character. But if it gets worse, this training will be pointless. I believe we should wait longer and see. It's fine. I want to do more before Tosca comes home. I wouldn't want her seeing me in this state.
わかりました。確かにいずれ敵となるリンにシローの腕前を知られるのはよくありませんね。
I understand. It would not do to have Rin. He'll eventually become our enemy. You'll learn about our abilities.
多少無
Your
茶とは思い
abilities.
ますが、そういうことでしたらペースを上げていきましょう。
Reckless though it may be, I suppose we should pick up the pace a bit. Saber picks her Shinai up before, but then a really out of place sound echoes through the dojo. I think your stomach is
空
growling.
腹のようです。鍛錬に夢中で気がつきませんでした。
Seems I'm hungry, but I had not noticed engrossed in all training as I was. Now that you mentioned it's lunchtime, I can't blame her for her stomach growling. I'm not that hungry yet, but if she is, we should have lunch. During that time, I heal more, that's even better. Lunchtime anyway, I'll go buy some groceries so you can rest in the living
シロ
room.
外出するなら私も付き添いますが
Shiro, if you're going out, I'll accompany you. I'll be fine. I'm just going to the shopping district nearby. No one would attack me in broad daylight, and you might just attract even more attention if you did come with me. I'll be fine. I'm just going to the shopping district nearby. No one would attack me in broad daylight, and you might just attract more attention if you did come with me.
本当に危険はないのですね
Well, you should. It will not be dangerous. I'm sure. Just wait here. I'll be right back. We'll be back. I grab my wallet and head out. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes to get to the shopping district by bike. The bicycle I'll take from the garage today is Unit 2. Unit 1 is still parked in front of the Ryudo Temple. I haven't gone to the shopping district midday on a weekday since I was a kid. The intersection is packed with housewives returning from midday shopping. They're coming from the neighborhood shopping center Sakura and I frequent. I finished buying a bag of groceries, enough food to make lunch for 2 and a light snack. I don't buy anything for dinner since Tosuka's in charge of that tonight, but I do buy enough bread for tomorrow's breakfast. I don't know how to make strawberry jam, so I reach for the cheapest. No, that might get some complaints, so I go for an expensive jar instead. Man, this is really getting into my wallet. Why the hell do I have to spend 1,000 yen on something so sugary? I load the groceries into my bike as I grumble, but then I feel someone tugging at me from behind. I turn around wondering who it is. I knew it! I knew it! I fucking knew it! Standing there is a silver-haired little girl. I stumble backward, knocking over my bike. While I brace myself, the girl just looks up at me with a smile. What? I can't sense so much as a hit of animosity or murderous intent from her. To top it all off, the little girl says,
よかった。生きてたんだね、お兄ちゃん。
I'm glad to see you alive, big brother. She looks so happy. Hell, she's definitely Berserker's master. She's the master of the monster who almost tore me in half with a single blow. Not the sort of person I'd expect to just run into in the shopping district in the middle of the day. You're not planning to fight here, are you?
おかしなことを言うんだね。お日様が出ているうちに戦っちゃダメなんだから。
Why would you say something so silly? We're not supposed to fight while it's still laying out. She pouts. She's certainly acting like the little girl she seems to be. I have no idea what she must be thinking. I can at least sense that she doesn't pose any threat, though.
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルン。長いからイリアでいいよ。それで、お兄ちゃんはなんて名前？
Iliasfield von Einsberg. You can call me Ilya for short. What's your name? I'm Shiro Emiya.
エミヤシロ？なんか言いにくい名前だね、それ。
Shiro Emiya? That's a tongue twister. Nobody's ever said it like that. If it's hard to remember, you just call me Shiro. That's my first name.
シロウ？なんだ、思ってたより簡単な名前なんだね。そうか、シロウか。うん、響きは合格ね。単純だけど、孤高な感じがするわ。
Shiro? That's easier. Shiro, huh? Yep, it has a nice ring to it. It's simple, but also kind of haughty at the same time. Iliasfield looks at me suggestively. I find myself shifting my way. What do you mean by that, game? What do you mean by that? She is Berserker's master. If she gets it in her head, she can probably just order him to crush me along with the floors next to me.
ああ、そう身構えなくていいよ、シロウ。今日はバーサーカーも置いてきたの。お兄ちゃんだってセイバーを連れてないから、 おあいこ。
You have to be so tense, Zero. I have a berserker at home today. You didn't bring Saber with you either, so we're even. I'm trying to make her voice different from Bryn, because they both have that kind of... I don't want to say coy. They have like the same tone. They have the same like tone, I think. Ilya looks at me cheerfully. Well, I'm not sure even is the right word.
お話ししよう。私ね、話したいこといっぱいあったんだから。
Hey, let's talk. There's so much I wanted to talk to you about. The girl tugs on my arm as if she were taking her father's hand. What's the big idea? Is this some new weird strategy you thought up?
何って、だからお話したよ。普通の子供って仲良くお話しするものなんでしょ？
What do you mean? I just want to talk. Kids make friends and talk with them all the time, right? That may be true, but that doesn't really apply to us. We're both masters, and we've already fought each other before. We're actually enemies.
それは違うよ。私に敵なんていないもん。他のマスターはただの害虫。けど、いい子にしてたらシロは見逃してあげてもいいよ。
That's not true. I don't have any enemies. Yes, the masters are more like pests to me. But if you're good, I might let you go. She smiles wide as she says this. Just stay back, okay? What's wrong with you? I jerk my arm to throw Ilya's hand off. She's about to fall. She nearly falls flat on her back because of how hard I shook her off. Oh crap, Ilya! I don't know why I did that. The next thing I know, I'm reaching out for her. Her name is too long. Her waist to try to catch her before she falls to the ground. I lower her to the ground without saying a thing. She's silent. I don't know what to say to myself, so I just stand there looking down at her. Well, this is awkward. In fact, I'm just about to turn around and leave, but...
何？お兄ちゃん、私のこと嫌いなの？
Why? You hate me or something? She asked with the same glow in her red eye as that she had when she spoke to me the other night when she was with Berserker. A chill runs down my spine. I sensed no danger earlier, but she's just reminding me she's still Berserker's master. If I cross her, I'm dead. I'd never be able to face Saber if I died today here, and everyone in the shopping district would get dragged into this as well. Yeah, it's a safe bet. She's willing to use her powers anywhere. Fine, you just want to talk, right? I'll do what you want then, so will that be alright?
それじゃあ、あっちの公園に行こう。さっき見てきたんだけどね。ちょうど誰もいなかったんだ。
Yep, let's go to the park. I passed by it earlier and there's nobody there. She skips off toward the park.
ほら、早く早く。急がないと置いていっちゃうからね、シロ。
Come on, hurry. If you don't, I'll leave you behind, Shiro. She spins around as she runs through the shopping district. She really did go ahead without me. I'm more moved than I am confused. Apparently, once you promise her something, she treats it as the absolute truth. That's why she just skipped off so happily. It's also why, even though she left me behind, I don't even consider taking the opportunity to run for it. I'd already promised her I was going to talk with her, and she clearly trusts that. It's with her. She sure is unstable, but then again, I think I got into an age where I'm so cynical as to betray little girls' trust. She and I are the only two in the park a little ways from the shopping district. Kids are in school at this hour, or maybe the park's not as popular anymore. Our conversation begins with the tense, wintry air of the park. So, what do you want to talk about? You want to know about Saber?
え？セイバーのことってどうして？
Saber? Why? We're masters. Don't you want to get information about the other servants?
何よ、そんな話は嫌よ。もっと面白い話じゃないとつまんない。
I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. I'll get bored if we don't talk about something fun. I don't really find anything in particular boring, but okay, what do you think is fun?
そんなのわかんないよ。
I don't know.
私あんまり人と話したことってないんだ。だから何話していいかわかんない。
I haven't really talked to people much, so I don't know what to talk about. So you brought me out here not knowing what to talk about? Didn't anyone teach you to think before you act? They didn't, did they? From now on, you're going to be a proper, thoughtful adult.
いいよだ。そういうのはシロに任せるわ。
No thanks. I'll leave that all to you.
レディをエスコートするのは男の人の責任なんでしょ。
Isn't it a man's responsibility to escort a lady?
なら私はシロについてけばいいだけだもん。
But I just have to follow you. Please don't tell me she has a route. Does she have a route? I don't want to know that. Please tell me there's nothing like that. I know there's Saber-Rin and Sakura, but I sincerely hope she doesn't. She doesn't seem like she's being touchy-feely. If anything, it's like a small animal huddling against something to stay warm. Now that I'm paying more attention, she does look cold. Are you cold?
寒い。私寒いの苦手なの。
Yeah, I am. I don't like the cold. She breathes out a puff of white mist. Though she says she doesn't like the cold, she seems enchanted by her misting breath. I see. It's a lot colder than usual today. I'll just have to endure the cold for now, but where did you come from? Your name sounds kind of noble or something.
貴族っぽいんじゃなくて貴族だよ。
I'm not kind of noble, I am a noble.
私はアインツベルンのね、古いお城で生まれたの。
I was born in an old castle owned by the Iceberg
い
family.
っつも寒くて雪が降ってたんだ。だからこれぐらいの寒さは平気かな。
It was always cold and snowing, so I'm used to being cold like this. You were born in a cold country. Shouldn't you be used to the cold then?
慣れてるけど寒いのは嫌なの。私冷たいのよりあったかい方が好きだもん。シロだってあったかい方がいいんじゃない？
Yes, but I just don't like it. I like it warm much better. Don't you like it warm too, Shiro? Yeah, obviously, I'd rather be warm than cold.
だよね。だから寒い日は部屋の中で温まってるの。でも雪は好きよ。白くて私の髪と同じだって父様が言ってたから。
I know. That's why I like to stay inside and keep warm when it's cold out. But I like snow. It's white, and Father said it was like my hair. I clapped my hands together in wonderment. Now that she's mentioned it, I realized something. I didn't know what Ilya reminded me of, but if ever there was such a thing as a snow fairy, it'd probably look like her. Yeah, it's pretty clever. Your hair is like snow, soft and white.
でしょ？この髪はね、イリアの自慢なんだから。私の中で唯一女の子らしい母様譲りの髪なんだ。
Right? I'm proud of my hair. I got it from Mother. It's the only girly thing about me. She giggles joyfully. Seeing her acting this way leaves me numb. If I hadn't already seen it for myself, I didn't believe this girl could be Berserker's master.
ねえ、シロは？シロはお父さんから譲ってもらったものってあるの？あ、魔術刻印っていうのはなしよ。
What about you, Shiro? Did you get anything from your dad? Don't say a magic crest, okay?
マスターとしてじゃなくて、お父さんとして譲ってもらったものだよ。
I want to know what you got from your dad as a son, not as a master. I guess the last thing I got from him was the house. Before that was my last name, the first thing I got was the chance of living again when I was about to die. I was the only one Kiritsugu managed to save in that fire 10 years ago. Let's see, I didn't get any physical features like you did from your parents, but I think I got plenty of things that were just as good. She looks delighted as if it was a story about her. I wouldn't be happy seeing a smile like that.
でも今の話だとシロは魔術刻印を受け取らなかったんだ。おかしいな。じゃあシロはマスターじゃないの？
But from what you just said, you didn't get his magic crest. It's weird. Does that mean you're not a master? Well, I'm an apprentice mage without a magic crest, but I'm a master. Now that you mention it, you're a master, which makes you a mage, right?
私魔術師なんかじゃなくてマスターだよ。
I'm not a mage, I'm a master.
普通の魔術なんて教わらなかったもの。
I was never taught magecraft. Huh? Then you didn't inherit your parents' magic crest? But I thought your family was a prominent one, since you have a castle and all.
そうだけど魔術刻印ってマスターになるためのものじゃないの？だからマスターだよ私。
That's true, but don't you need a magic crest to be a master? So that's why I'm a master. She tilts her head in confusion. Now I'm confused too. Her words seem off. It feels like we're each having a different conversation here. Ilya, let me ask something. Where do you live? It sounds like you came here just for the Holy Grail War. Does that mean you're living in a hotel right now? Sorry, is it to be bad if she didn't have a guardian? Letting a child like her come to Japan on her own is just terrible parenting.
ホテル？それって別荘のこと？
Hotel? Like a vacation villa? I guess so. Not a house, but just somewhere you stay.
それならあるよ。ほら、あっちに大きな森があるよね。そこの奥におじいさまのおじいさまが建てた洋館があるの。アインツベルンのマスターはね、聖杯戦争の時はそこに住むんだって。
And yes, do you see that big forest over there? There's a western-style mansion my grandfather's grandfather built over there. I was told that the Einstein family's master stayed there for the Holy Grail War. She points west. Yeah, there's a deep forest in the mountains there. The place hasn't been developed yet. It takes about an hour to get to that forest by car. Did you come all this way from there alone?
うん。今日は抜け出してきたの。セラもリーゼリットもメイドのくせにうるさいんだもん。
Yeah, I stuck out today. Zilla and Latrip may be my mates, but they're so annoying.
せっかく日本に来たんだから、その間ぐらいは外に出てもいいと思うの。欲しいものは何だって手に入ったけど、いつも部屋に閉じこもってたんだから、これくらいはご褒美なの。
I came all the way to Japan, so I didn't think I could go out and do some things. I may have always gotten what I wanted. Fuck. I may have always gotten what I wanted, but I've been shut in my room all this time, so this should be my reward. You were locked up in your room.
うん。雪が降るとね、体に悪いから外に出してもらえなかったの。だから大抵は部屋の中で遊んでたんだ。
Yeah, I wasn't allowed outside when it snowed because it would be bad for my body. That's why I usually played in my room.
でも大丈夫だよ。こっちはお城ほど寒くないから、一人でも平気だもん。
But I'm fine. It's not as cold here as the castle, so I'm fine by myself. She beams proudly. She swings her leg back and forth, seeming to be genuinely enjoying herself. I find myself reaching into my grocery bag. I take out the dorayaki, a Japanese pancake sandwich filled with red bean paste. I bought it to give to Saver without knowing why I handed it to Ilya. Want it? It's not the fanciest thing, but it's good.
え？何それ？食べ物？
Eh? What's this? Food? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sweets, but this is the only exception. This was a favorite tea snack my old man and I shared.
その、くれるの？
So, you're giving this to me? Yeah, it's not as good if you eat it alone, so let's eat it together. I hand her the dorayaki. She hesitates but takes the unfamiliar snack.
ありがとう。
Okay, thanks. She happily takes a bite of the dorayaki. She practically devours the thing. I nibbled down my dorayaki and tried to stop myself. What? And try to hold fucking it's translation. And tried to stop myself from being overwhelmed by the shocking thought I just had. I don't believe myself. Reasons I said looking I can't understand. I just feel myself thinking it'd be nice to have a little. I think she's too innocent. She might be an innocent young girl who hasn't learned the difference between good and evil. However, I can't even begin to imagine how a mage family raises the child, but I know without a doubt that Ilya wasn't raised in a normal environment. Batoska may act the way she does, but she is a mage at heart. She understands the gravity of the Holy Grail War and knows that the killings between masters are murder. But this girl may have become a master without really appreciating what it means to kill people. I haven't been talking to her long, but I don't think Ilya is the sort who'd choose to kill anyone. If that's the case, Ilya, there's something serious I want to talk with you about. But then, she suddenly raises her head as if someone's called for her. What's wrong? Did something happen?
もう帰らないと。バーサーカーが起きちゃった。
Yeah, I need to go home. Berserker woke up. She jumps off the bench. She runs out of the park without so much as a goodbye. She disappears in an instant. That's ominous. I decided to keep quiet about meeting Ilya. This is the sort of thing I should be sharing right away, and I know it, but I don't feel like talking about it. She wasn't acting like a master in the park. We talked about trivial things and casually parted ways, so I hesitate to bring up what happened today to the others. I feel bad for keeping secrets, but I don't want to think of the little girl I met today as my enemy. After lunch with Saber, we resume our training at the dojo, and the next thing I know, it's time for dinner. I rest, fatigued after my training was served, so I take a bath to rinse the sweat off. By the time I head to the living room, dinner's ready. I'm a little moved. It's really nice to come out of my bath with my dinner ready without doing anything.
エミヤくん、夕食だけど。何よ、バカみたいに立ち尽くして。
It's dinner time. Why are you standing there like an idiot? And yet, why does she have to ruin the moment? Nothing. It's dinner, right? I'm ready to eat. Where's Saber?
セイバーさんならシローの部屋に行ったみたいだけど会わなかった？おかしいな。さっきまでここにいたけど。
I thought Saber went to your room, Shiro. Didn't see her? That's weird. She was here a second ago.
旅館みたいに入り組んだ家だからすれ違ったんじゃない？いいわ。セイバーは私が呼んでくるから。エミヤくんはもう一度洗面所に行ってきなさい。髪、よく乾いてないわよ。
Maybe you two missed each other because this place is as big as a hotel. Fine, I'll go get Saber. So you should go to the bathroom one more time. You didn't dry your hair properly. Oh, you're right. Okay then, I'll leave her to you. I moved to Tosuka and stepped back into the hallway. As Tosuka said, the Emiya house was built with all kinds of passages and corridors. One of the most noticeable examples of this is the various routes to the bathroom. You can get there from my room or the living room. I don't like to use the dryer, so I'll just use the towel I used earlier to dry my hair. Oh. And in that moment, I forget everything that happened today.
シロ、二度湯のようですが、今は私が使っています。できれば遠慮してもらえると助かるのですが。
I suppose you must be here to take another bath, but I'm doing that at the moment. I would appreciate if you could wait until later. I need to explain myself. I explained this is an accident, but my mind is completely blank. Sight in front of me is enough to erase everything that's happened today from my mind.
シロ、湯にのぼせたのですか？耳まで真っ赤ですが、体を冷やすのなら縁側に出るべきです。
Sure, we're in the bath so long that all your blood rushed to your head. Even your ears are bright red. If you need to cool off, I suggest you head out to the veranda. Yeah, I'll do that, but before I do, I should apologize. I avert my gaze from her and try to calm my pounding heart. This was an accident. Well, actually, there's not really much room for me to explain myself now that you've actually run into each other like this, so go on, get mad at me, Saber. I treat my eyes averted and calm myself down at the same time. Saber thinks for a while and says,
顔を上げてください。
Shira, please raise your head. I do as I'm told. Why are you
シ
still
ロ
like
が
that?
謝るほどのことではありませんから。このような場面を見たところで、気にする必要はないと言いたいのです。
You have nothing to apologize for. I wish to tell you that there's nothing for you to worry about, even having seen what you have.
以前にも言ったでしょう。サーバントにとって性別などさまつなことだと。
I told you this before. Gender is meaningless to
シロ
servants.
は私の体を見て慌てているようですが、私は女性である前にサーバントです。ですからそのような気遣いは不要かと。
Seeing my body might have made you panic, but as I have said, I'm a servant before I'm a woman. Such your consideration is unnecessary. What is she saying? Even if she insists, the fact of the matter remains that she's a girl. Again, I don't think it'd be the case, but could Saber be... Are you saying you're not the least embarrassed about changing in front of me, Saber?
なぜ恥じる必要があるのです。
Why should I be embarrassed about such a thing? Figured as much. It doesn't matter that she doesn't care. Dude, sorry, just let me apologize. If something like this ever happens again, you can do whatever you want with it. Don't phrase it like that, you dumbass. I do a quick 180 and rush awkwardly out of the dressing room. She stares oddly at me as I leave. We finished dinner. It was probably a typical dinner, except it didn't feel that way. I've lost my appetite since the incident in the bathroom. So cold. I had opened a window from the veranda to let the outside wind cool my head, but I need to stop. I'm going to catch a cold if I keep this up.
シロ、ここにいたのですか。
Did you have something to
私では
say?
なくシロにあるかと。いいのですか。夜はリンに魔術を教わるという約束だったはずですが。
No, but I thought Rin promised to teach you magic off tonight. I smacked my forehead. I completely forgot. Thanks, I'll head over there right away. I rush to the L building and head upstairs. I knock on the door to the guest room where that Tosuka has taken up occupancy
シロ
in.
いいわよ。ちょっと今手が離せないから勝手に入って。
Zero, I have my hands full, so just come on in, it's fine. Her voice sounds from the inside of the room, but she sounds a little unnerved. I walk in to see Tosuka holding a jewel in one hand, a syringe in the other, and a handkerchief in her mouth. I have a question,
そう
Tos.
待って。今日のフォルムはこれで終わりだから。
She sticks a needle in her arm and she speaks, her mouth full. She draws blood into the syringe. She slowly drips blood from the syringe onto the jewel, then grips it tightly. A wave of vertigo washes over me. I can tell it's a ripple of magical energy.
はあ、これだけやってもまだ3割か。やっぱり手持ちの9つだけでやっていかなくちゃダメみたいね。
Even after all that, it's only at 30%. I guess I'll have to make do with just the night I have. She slumps her shoulders in disappointment and puts the stone back into a jewelry box. Jessica, I came here to learn from you as promised. But before we get to that, I'm curious about what I just saw.
ええ、待ってたわ。昼間はセイバーと体の方を鍛えてたんでしょ。なら、夜は中身を鍛えないとね。
Yes, I was waiting for you. You fortified your body with Saber during the day, right? Then we need to train your mind at night. She seems happy, ready to teach. Saber says she wasn't good at teaching, but I'm guessing this will be the total opposite. Anyway.
さて、それじゃあ何から行こうか。確かシローは強化の魔術しか使えないって言ってたけど。
So, what should we start with? You mentioned that you can only use strengthening magecraft. Actually, before we start, I need to know or else it's going to bother me. What the hell were you just doing? Sticking yourself with the needle is dangerous.
え、あれ？あれは魔弾を作ってただけよ。うちの魔術は力の流動と転換だからね。こうやって余裕があるときは自分の魔力をよそに移しておくのよ。
Huh? I was just making magic bullets. My family style of magecraft uses the flowing conversion of power. Whenever I have the time, I transfer my magical energy to other objects. Wait, what are magic bullets? What's the point of transferring magical energy?
魔弾は魔弾よ。魔力のこもった弾。
Magic bullets are exactly what they sound like. Bullets filled with magical energy.
宝石は人の念が宿りやすいって聞いたことない？実際宝石は魔力を貯めやすいものなんだけど、うちの家系はさらに相性がいいみたいなのよね。
Have you ever heard stories where jewels contain human emotions and thoughts? Jewels in general can easily store magical energy, and it seems like my family has always been really well suited to the practice.
魔力を込めるっていうのは、例えば今日一日何もしなかったら体力は余ってるでしょ。その余った分の力を宝石に溜め込んでおくの。
If you don't do anything for, say, a day, you wind up with an excess of magical energy. So I put that extra energy into jewels.
これを何日、何ヶ月、何年と続けて宝石自体を魔術にするのよ。
I repeat this for days, months, and even years, and that turns the jewels themselves into magecraft.
もっとも宝石自体にだってキャパはあるし、自分から離れた魔力なんてものは操れない。
The jewels obviously have limited capacity, and I can't control magical energy outside myself.
宝石に込めた魔力っていうのは、あくまで大魔術を瞬間的に発動させるためだけのイグニッションに過ぎないけどね。
The magical energy inside the jewels works like an ignition source to instantly activate a large-scale magecraft. So you're saying you fill these jewels with your own magical energy as a backup?
バックアップ、近いけど違うっていうか、使い捨てのリュックサックの中身を詰めてるだけよ。
So it's like you're temporarily expanding a computer hard disk. That's amazing. You'd be able to use as much magecraft as you want with that kind of skill.
ハードディスク？あんたの言ってることはよくわからないけど、そこまで便利なものじゃないわよ。魔力は宝石に込めた時点で、その宝石の属性に染まるから用途は限られてしまうわけだし。
Hard disk? No idea what that is. But it's also not as great as you think. The moment I infuse the jewel with magical energy, the magical energy is bound by the jewel's attributes, which limits how I can use it. Yeah, but magical energy never ceases to surprise me. I didn't know you could store it like that. Why don't other mages do something so useful?
自分以外のものに魔力を貯めるっていうのは特殊なのよ。
The ability to store magical energy in something outside yourself is unique.
シロの強化だって物に魔力を込めているってことでしょ。通常ね、魔力の通ったものは何らかの変化をしてその魔力を使い切ってしまうものなの。魔術の効果は瞬間であって永続じゃないでしょ。
Even your strengths in magecraft involves infusing your magical energy into another object too, right? Things that pass magical energy typically change using up that magical energy. The effects of magecraft are instantaneous and never permanent.
うちの家系はそうならないようにうまく宝石に魔力を流動させて永続的なものにしているんだけど、他の魔術師だって自分の体になら同じようなことはできるわ。
What my family does is mix with magical energy flows into jewels where they become permanent objects, but other mages can do something similar to their own bodies.
それが魔術刻印。あらゆる魔術師が持っている魔術のバックアップじゃない。
And that's what magic crests are. A kind of backup magecraft mages possess. Magic crests. Oh yeah, the secrets that parents pass down to their children. I don't have anything like that, so I'm kind of clueless about them.
ちょっと、あんた今なんて言ったの？
Wait, what did you just say? Well, I just said I don't have a magic crest. My old man had one, but I didn't inherit it. She catches her breath, but then the next minute she seems to understand.
道理で素人同然のわけだ。じゃあ本当に一からやってるのね。なら確かにしょうがないか。
So you understand? No wonder you're such an amateur. So you really started from zero. Then I guess there's no helping it. Jessica, haven't you known I don't have a magic crest for a long time now?
そんなわけないでしょ。知ってたら一人でなんか行動させなかったわよ。そりゃ半人前だなって思ってたけど、魔術刻印がないならそもそも魔術師じゃないじゃない、シロは。
Of course not. If I knew, I would have never let you go out and do stuff on your own. Sure, I knew you weren't fully trained, but if you don't have a magic crest, you aren't even a mage. She huffs and looks at me, seeming to be complaining, but what is this? Her voice sounds almost warm, like she is a little relieved, like she's jealous I'm not a mage.
まあいいわ。そういうことなら一から説明してあげる。魔術刻印が何なのかを知るってことは、魔術師ってものを知るってことだから。
Whatever. This just means I have to teach you about everything from scratch. But since you know what a magic crests are, you know what a mage is.
はい、シロはそこに座って。 大事な話だからちゃんと腰を落ち着かせて聞くこと。
Okay, sit over there, Shiro. I need you to really pay attention because this is important stuff. Okay, go ahead. I braced myself and looked straight at her. She nods approvingly, satisfied with my show's
じゃあ
seriousness.
簡単な話から入るけど、
God, are we gonna have to sit here for another fucking hour listening to her explain things? Wow, I can't wait.
魔術を使うのに必要なものが魔力だってことは知ってるわよね。
Refer to anything that
魔力の種類は千差万別。
varieties of
自
magical
分だけ
energy
の精神力を持って魔術を使用する者もいれば、
means.
自分以外の対価を持って魔術を使用する者もいる。ここまでは知ってるでしょ？
Yeah, we know that. Talking about mana and odd. Mana is magical energy that is found throughout the world, while odd is magical energy and individual can create themselves.
そうそう、よくできました。じゃあそのマナを用いた魔術から順に説明しましょう。
I don't want to sit here and listen to you explain things for an hour. I feel like we should be past this by now. Let me start by explaining the types of magecraft that use mana.
いい？シロ、積み重ねた歴史が浅い魔術師、要するにシロのことね。はすでに形あるものを持って魔力となすの。
Listen, mages who don't have so much history like you employ something that already has taken form to use
こ
magical
れは
energy.
古くからシステムとして確立している儀式。供物を持って神秘と接触する方法よ。
It's a method based on a long-established system of rituals using offerings to make contacts with
自
mystics.
身の力だけでは足りないから代価を用意して取引するというフォーマルクラフト。
It's called formal craft, a negotiation technique where an mage prepares a compensation of sorts to make a deal because their own power is
これ
insufficient.
なら術者の魔力が希薄でも魔術は作用する。何しろ使用する魔力は自分からではなくマナから借り受けるものだから、術者はただ儀式を行うだけでいい。
This way, even a caster with weak magical energy can use magecraft. They don't need to use their own magical energy because they're borrowing it from someone from elsewhere. From mana, so the caster only has to perform a ritual.
けどまあこういうのは知識がないとできないからね。シロにはまだ無理だし、そもそもこういう血生臭いのは向いてないわ、あなたには。
But you're not at the right level to do something like this. Besides, something reeking of blood probably wouldn't be your style anyway. I wouldn't be able to do stuff like pray, hold, yada.
じゃあこれは置いといて、次はオド、つまり魔術師個人の力で行う魔術のこと。
Magecraft that uses mage's
も
own
う
power
言うまでも
on.
ないと思うけど、これが私やあなたの基本的な魔術講師よ。
The basic method for using the magecraft you and I
シ
practice.
ロの強化は他者の力を借りないでする自身の魔術回路だけを頼りにした魔術でしょ。
Your strength in magecraft only uses your own magic circuits without using anybody else's power, right? Seeing if she's getting into the nitty-gritty stuff now.
その自分だけの魔力を生成する機能。
I hate this song. I've grown to really dislike this song. It plays for so long. Anytime we get into one of these exposition sequences. Okay, let's just read. I should be reading it so we can just get through it quickly. The magic circuits that function to create your own magical energy are a hereditary trait passed down for
魔術
generations.
回路は何代も重ねて鍛え上げられ、より強さを増して子孫に継承されるわ。
Except for the case of Shinji, but she'll probably
魔
get
術師
to
の
that.
家系の子供はそれだけで魔術に適した人間ってわけ。フェアじゃないけど、私とシローはスタート地点からして違うってことよ。
The child of a mage family is already fit to use magical energy because of this. It may not be fair, but you and I had different starting points. Keep going. Yes,
別に
keep
気に
going,
してなんかない
please.
けど。まあいいわ。それでね、そういった魔術回路とは別に、その家系が代々鍛え上げてきた秘伝の魔術っていうのがあるのよ。
Other than magic circuits, mage families also have secret magecrafts that they cultivate over
さっきの
generations.
宝石と似てるかな。一つの魔術を極めるとね、魔術師にはその魔術が手に取れるようになるの。
It's similar to my jewels you saw earlier. Once a certain magecraft is mastered, a mage can physically hold that
本来なら
magecraft.
形のないただの公式に過ぎない魔術を手に取れる感覚ってわかる？
Do you know that feeling of getting a hold of Magecraft even though it's simply typically shapeless and simply devised? I don't, but I'm guessing it's like it becomes a part of your body.
ご名答。
Bingo.
扱われる式という域を超えて、もはや自分自身となった魔術っていうのは形に残せるのよ。
Magecraft that goes beyond the realm of principle and becomes a part of you, then becomes
それ
tangible.
は不安定な魔術を確立させる偉業であり、同時にその魔術師が生きた証でもある。
It's a feat that can authenticate an otherwise unstable Magecraft, and at that time, it becomes the testimony of that mage's existence.
魔術師は死ぬ間際に自分が成し得た偉業を刻印として後継者に譲るのよ。これをやるから自分が成し得なかった地点に到達しろ。もしかしたらわしが残した刻印が何かの役に立つかもしれんってね。
And when a mage is on the brink of death, they pass down their great accomplishment, their successor in the form of a crest. It's their way of telling their successor to go further, to places that they were unable to reach, and that their crest may be of some use to them.
まあ残した方も残された方もそんな刻印が何の役にも立たないって分かってるんだけどさ。
To be honest, both the one handing down the crest and the one receiving it know it's of no help. What are you saying? That something so awesome is useless?
立つわよ。普通に魔術師やってれば刻印一つで左打ちはっていうぐらい役に立つわ。
It is useful. An ordinary mage would consider a single crestlet to be like a security blanket. It's that
まあ
helpful.
けどそれは自動車をもらったようなものなのよ。どんなに地上を速く走れても月にはたどり着けないんだから。
But then again, it's like getting a car. No matter how fast it is on the road, it's never going to take you to the moon.
いいから話の続き。
Let's
も
move
う
on.
分かったと思うけど、その刻印っていうのが魔術刻印なの。その家柄の当主が一生をかけて完成させた魔術を刻印にして子孫に譲り。
Okay,
子孫
yes,
は
you've
さら
said
に次の
this.
魔術を完
You've
成させ
said
て、
this. We've
そう
established
して
this.
複雑さを増し、深い歴史を刻んだものが魔術刻印。
It's also a constraint mages can't
魔術師
escape.
にとって逃れようのない縛りってこと。
So what you're saying is the entire history of the mage family is recorded in these magic crests.
ああ、それは違う。家系の記録はちゃんと書物で残してるわよ。魔術刻印にあるのは単純に魔術だけなの。
No, that's not it. The only records are recorded in books. Magic crests only contain
勝手に呪文
magecraft.
詠唱をしてくれたり、自分が習得していない魔術も使えたりするだけ。
It can't cast spells on its own and it can't let you. Wait. It can't. Oh, it can. Oh, I thought you were saying it can't. It can cast spells on its own, or it can let you use magecraft you haven't
わ
mastered
かり
yet.
やすく言えば、自分の体に魔法陣を刻んでいるようなものかな。
In simple terms, it's like having magic circles engraved on your body. Doesn't that mean you can engrave the crest onto anyone? Magic circles are all you need, and you draw as many as you want, as long as you know the shape.
それがそういうわけにもいかないのよ。
That's not how it works.
魔術刻印っていうのはね、生き物みたいなものなの。臓器を移植することに近いわ。
Magic crests are like living things. It's more like transplanting an
臓器は
organ.
一つしかないものだから、何人かに分け与えるとか写本するとか、そういったことはできないの。心臓を二つに分けても意味ないでしょ。結局分けても機能しなくなるだけなんだから。
And there's only one organ, so you can't split it amongst other people or copy it. And no point in splitting a heart in half because it'd just stop working, right? You have a point. Does that mean you also have a crest planted in you too?
移植ってのは我ながら後ろ向きな例えだったわね。
Implanted is a pretty backwards way to put it if I do say so myself.
私の場合は左腕、肩から手までびっしりね。ただ魔術刻印は使わなければ浮かび上がらないから、霊樹と違って隠す必要はないわ。
In my case, it's on my left arm. It covers my entire arm from my shoulders to my hand. It doesn't show up as long as I'm not using it, so I don't have to hide it with my command spells.
ま
Like
あ
with
そんなわけだから、魔術師の家系っていうのは一子相伝だったりするの。
So that's why a mage family only has a single
そ
heir.
の家に兄弟がいた場合、どちらかは魔術を教えられずに一般人として暮らすのが常なのよ。だって魔術刻印を渡せないんだから、魔術師として大成されてもあまり意味がないもの。
If a family has multiple siblings, typically any not chosen to be the successor would not be taught magecraft and would instead live an ordinary life. The magic crest can't be passed down to them, so there's no point in being a mage. Yeah, Shinji said that too. I get it. So that's why Sakura wasn't taught any magecraft.
ええ。けどマトの家は何代か前から刻印の継承自体が止まってるわ。だからシンジに教えられたのは魔導の知識だけなんでしょう。
Right, but the crest inheritance stopped a few generations ago in the Mato family, so I assume Shinji only learned about magecraft.
ほんと、そういう手合いが一番厄介なのよね。魔術ってものを実感できないくせに魔術を使おうって言うんだから。
Honestly, those are the most annoying types out there. They can't really feel what magecraft is, but they still try to use it. Tosaka sighs a deep breath, swearing quietly. Ugh.
さて、魔術を教えるってことだったけど、ちょっと予定が変わったわ。シローに魔術刻印がないんなら、違った方針を立てないといけないし。
Well, I was supposed to teach you magecraft, but we got a little sidetracked. I'll need to come up with a different approach now that I know you don't have a magic crest.
うん。今夜はここでお開きにしましょう。明日までにはいろいろと用意しておくから、それまで待ってちょうだい。
Let's call it a night for now. I'll prepare some things for you tomorrow, so we'll do more then. Oh, I'll just have to trust you then. And what do you mean you're going to prepare things?
だからいろいろよ。刻印がないってことはあなたスイッチできないんでしょ。体の中身をいじるんだから、お薬とか矯正器具とか必要じゃない？
I mean a lot of things. Since you have no crest, you don't have a switch. I'm going to go in and tamper with your body, and we'll need medicine and other tools. A chill runs down my spine.
何？嫌だって言うんならやめるけど、その場合、私が教えてあげられることはなくなるわよ。
What? I'll stop if you don't want to do it, but if so, there won't be much I can teach you. Well, I don't want to, but I'm still going to ask you. Whatever you say is probably the right way to go. Fuck. Excuse me. Window. Hold up. Okay. Okay.
じゃあ、明日はそれで決まりね。
Then that's what we'll do tomorrow.
そうだ。あなた、明日もセイバーと剣の鍛錬をするつもり？
Oh, right. Are you planning on training with Saber tomorrow too? Well, yeah, I'm concerned about the bounded field over the school, but there's still some time before it activates. I want to at least be able to fight by then.
まあいいけど、その割にはセイバーとはうまくいってないようじゃない？
I see. Well, not that it's important to me, but it seems like you and Saber aren't getting along. Well,
夕
that...
食前までは普通に話せてたのに、夕食から妙に黙り込んでたし。
You managed to talk normally before dinner, but you got all quiet at dinner.
念のために聞くけど、あなたたちうまくいってるんでしょうね。いざ戦闘って時に仲違いされたら、私たちまで被害を受けるんだから。
I just want to check in. Are you two getting along? If you two end up bickering during battle, I'm going to suffer the consequences too, you know. It's just that something happened right before dinner, and now things are awkward. That's all, but I'm not sure if Saber and I are really getting along. When I spent all day dealing with her, I think I got a sense of what she's like. I trust her as an ally, no question about that. But if someone asked me how I feel about her in other senses, I wouldn't know how to answer. Lost all sense in that very moment. Because I lost all sense in that very moment. It's hard to say. What about you, Tosaka? Do you like Saber?
好きよ。だって嫌いになる要素がないじゃない。
I do. There's something about her. I do. There's something about her I don't like, really.
強いし礼儀正しいし、 綺麗だし、うちの皮肉屋とは大違いだわ。
She's strong, polite, and pretty. A huge difference from my Mr. Cynic. I see. So you like Saber.
何よ、素直に好きな部類だって言っただけでしょ。あなたね、そのストレートな物言いは直しなさい。いろいろ敵を作りやすいから。
What? All I said was I like more about her than I don't. Quit being so blunt or you'll make enemies. I refuse. I've never been good with words anyway.
そうでしょうよ。嫌味とか皮肉とか口にしなさそうだものね、シローは。ええ、どうせ私のことなんて口うるさい嫌味なやつだとか思ってるでしょ。
I figured as much. You're never sarcastic or cynical. I bet you think of me as loud and annoying. Why would I think that? I like the way you say things. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel like it's really coming from you. Crap. I might have struck a nerve. She turns away, pouting. But I have to admit, I feel a little better, even happy knowing that Tosuka likes Saber. The day ends. I still feel uneasy with Saber sitting so close by, so I escape to the shed. I stop and look up at the winter sky, not because the night sky is particularly beautiful. I'm just wondering. I'm just feeling the winter chill in a daze, doing nothing because it calms me. I don't know how much time passed. I think I hear footsteps in the darkness. Who's there? There's no answer. Footsteps approach and I feel a piercing presence. I crouch, ready to jump back at any time. Hey, I asked who's there. There's no answer. The footsteps were stopped and the person finally appears before me. Oh. Hi. It's the servant who fought Lancer at school the other night. The red-armored knight Saber beat in when she leaped over. I forget, this has only been like a couple short days for them. Like, not even a week, I think. God, this game is so fucking long. The red-armored knight Saber beat when she leaped over the wall. Are you Tosuka's servant, Archer? The man's lips curl upward. He smiled, so I take that as confirmation. Something about him annoys me. For no reason I can really understand, I find myself irritated. I can't make myself like this guy. I never talked to him before, and he's never attacked me before, but I realize something the instant I see his face. I can't respect this man. There's no reason for it that I can think of, but he and I aren't going to get along. I'm probably not the only one who feels like this. Archer probably feels the same way. There must be a total of 3 people in the world with whom I'm just completely incompatible. That's how bad it is. I wouldn't be surprised if he was irritable around me too. What do you want? I thought you were going to stay on guard until your wounds healed up.
無論そのつもりだ。私の傷が治り次第、このくだらん協定も終わらせる。故に、お前と話すことなどないと、今まで傍観していたのだがな。
That's my intention. The moment my wounds heal, I'm putting an end to this ridiculous alliance you two formed. So I've remained a spectator all this time since I believed there was nothing for me to say to you. Don't let me stop you from spectating then. There's nothing I want to talk to you about either.
そうしたいのは山々だが、見逃せないことがあってな。
As much as I would like to do that, there's just one thing I cannot overlook.
お前、サイバーには戦わせないらしいな。
I hear you don't intend to let Saber fight. What's wrong with that? My reply is impulsive. He glares. With a fair amount of hostility, Archer makes clear he sees right through me.
やはりな。小僧の考えそうなことだ。
I knew it. Only a brat would do something like
他
that.
人の助けはいらない。できることはすべて自分でやる。
You won't accept help from anyone. You'll just do everything
加
yourself.
えて、犠牲者は一人も出したくないか。虫唾が走るな、その思考。
On top of it all, you don't want any casualties. That mentality disgusts me. What? You have no right to tell me that! I'm only doing what I think is right. You have no reason to complain.
筋合いはある。同じサーバントとしてセイバーの苦労は理解できるからな。お前のようなマスターではセイバーの負担も大きかろう。
I do, actually. As a fellow servant, I understand Saber's hardship. She has a heavy weight to carry with a master like you. He's not lying. What really ticks me off is I didn't want to hear this from him, of all people. Screw you! I'm not a burden to Saber. I'm going to fight in her place, so there shouldn't be a problem.
戦わなければ傷つかないとでも。サーバントは戦うためだけの存在だ。それから戦いを奪うことこそ冒涜だが。まあ、お前に言っても始まるまい。
Having said what was on his mind, he falls silent. Minutes pass. The two of us just stare at each other. I gulp. His cold stare seems to be trying to probe my insides. And then suddenly...
それで、どうなのだ、セイバーのマスターよ。
So what's your plan, Master of Saber? He seems calm as he asks the question. What do you
お前は
mean?
本気で戦わずにこの争いを終わらせるつもりか。誰とも争わず、誰も殺さず、誰をも殺させないと。
Do you really expect to end this war without fighting? Do you really think you'll never fight or kill anyone? I never said I won't fight. I'll fight if I need to fight.
なるほど。それで戦っても誰も殺さないと。
I see. But you won't kill anyone when you fight. Yeah, got a problem with that?
お前の甘ったるい考えに邪魔などせんよ。そんな余裕はないし、そこまで推強ではない。
I have no intention of butting into your moronic reasons for doing what you do. I don't have the time, and I'm just not crazy enough to try. He turns his back to me.
だが、間違えるな。お前が気取る正義の味方とは、ただの掃除屋だ。その方法で救える者は、生き残った者だけと知れ。
Don't get things confused, though. This champion of justice you're pretending to be, nothing more than a cleaner. You should know that only the survivor is going to have a chance to save anyone that way. I don't know why, but it felt like Archer was just beating up on me for no reason. Wait, what do you mean a champion of justice is just a
お
cleaner?
前も気がついているはずだがな。
You should have figured it out by
いいか。
now.
その方法では、悲しい出来事、悲惨な死を元に戻すことはできない。
Listen, your approach will undo a tragic death.
もともと、それが限界なのだ。
That's the limitation you're working with.
正
Them.
義の味方なんてものは、起きた出来事を効率よく片付けるだけの存在だ。お前は、お前が救いたいと思うものこそ、絶対に救えない。
A champion of justice is someone who can only clean up a mess that's already been made. You'll never be able to save the very people you're hoping to save. That's not true. The idea that you can't save a person you're reaching out to save is
理想
wrong.
論はあくまで理想に過ぎない。お前が理想を抱き続ける限り、現実との摩擦は増え続ける。お前が取ろうとしている道は、そういうものだ。
An ideal is just that, an ideal. As long as you hold to that ideal, the friction between it and reality will only get more intense. And that's the path you're on right
なら
now.
ば、いつか現実に直面し、その折り合いのツケを支払う時が来る。お前のその選択が、多くの命を奪うこともあるだろうよ。
Someday you're going to face reality, and you'll have to pay the price. The choices you've made will cost lives.
覚悟ぐらいはしておけ。己の賠償さを実感したとき、まず何を正し、誰を罰するかと。
You should at least be prepared. By the time you realize how narrow-minded you've been, you'll have to figure out how to fix it, and who to punish
そ
for
れが
it.
できぬようなら、その夢も、 その魔術も今すぐ捨てるのだな。
If you can't do that, then I suggest you abandon both your dream and your magecraft right now. He disappears into the
いいか。
darkness.
誰が何をしようと救われぬ者というのは確固として存在する。お前の理想で救える者はお前の理想だけだ。人間にできることなどあまりにも少ない。
Listen, no matter what anyone does, there will always be those who can't be saved. All your ideal will let you save is the ideal itself. There is so little a human can do.
それでも
But even so... Hey, wait, what the hell are you trying to say? My question is swallowed up in the darkness. He's already gone and I'm just talking to empty air. What the hell's with him? He just showed up and unloaded a bunch of crap on me and disappeared. He was telling me that my thinking is too idealistic and I'm going to suffer for it soon. But how can I decide something is wrong before I even tried it? I'm ready. If I'm wrong, I'll just have to pay for that mistake with my life. That's my resolve as a mage. He doesn't have to remind me that. I really can't stand that guy, but something he said bothers me. No matter what anyone does, there will always be those who can't be saved. There's so little a human can do. But even so, can I keep pursuing my ideal without ever looking back? I muttered to myself. I felt like that's what Archer was trying to say.